believe in all of you.
Wow, that's a trailer for the upcoming premiere of a new TV series on NBC, Tuesdays at 10 p.m. starting next week. NBC, that's network money. Starring us, Tracy Wolf. We got our good friend and my sister, Rosie Perez. Rosie getting network money, damn it.
Getting that check.
Rosie, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing well. I keep seeing this. They've been pushing this trailer for a year.
Yes, man.
And it's finally here.
It's finally here. I'm so excited. I think it's really going to be a big hit. And I think that NBC believes that as well because all the marketing money they put behind this. Yeah. Super Bowl commercial. Oh my God.
Gosh, I saw that.
You know, and I didn't tell my family that the commercial for Rise was going to come during the Super Bowl. So, and I didn't know when it was coming. And I was in the kitchen, you know, fixing stuff, you know, as I do. And then all the way in the living room, I hear, just Puerto Rican screaming.
Wow.
It was very exciting, and I'm just humbled by this, man. I'm so appreciative, and they treat me real nice at NBC too. So that's very important.
That's important. Talk about why that's important, because they don't have to treat you nice.
They don't have to treat you nice.
Yeah.
They don't care.
They
you know, they really don't care. You know, but it goes a long way because when you are treated with respect and everyone's nice to you, you want to get up at the crack of dawn and go to work and give it your all. Yeah. You know, and so that's very, very important. And the young adults that play the high school kids on this show, they kept asking me, do you have any advice? And I said, I have 3 items. Number 1, buy real estate. Don't spend your money on stupid stuff. A car depreciates as soon as it leaves the lot. Clothes go out of fashion. Yeah. But real estate is forever. I said, number 2, show up on time and be prepared. Because you're not going to be wasting my time.
There it is.
Okay?
I'm Rosie Perez. Okay.
And number 3, be nice. Just be nice because it goes a long way. And all the people that you see on your way up, you're going to see on your way down. Yeah. Because the entertainment industry is a roller coaster. Yeah. You know, and so, you know, and they're great. Yeah. Wait till you see it. You're going to love it. I can't wait.
And I want to ask you about it because I love, first of all, how they use you in the trailer. You know, to me, I think you're the appeal right now. I mean, there's other, you know, established, other established people in it. But I'm excited because I see you, and you to me represent something that's going to be real. You know, I grew up watching Fame. I watched the Glee era. This is different from that, though, right?
Yes, this has such more gravitas. It's the creator and writer of the show, Jason Katims, is responsible for Friday Night Lights. Okay. So it has that same type of drama, that same moodiness, and that same realness. And although Glee and Fame are great, this is a whole different bag of chips. This right here is really about a community. And it's about how the arts can develop a young person's mind, their soul, and how they perceive the world. And when I read this script halfway through it, and you'll understand this more than anybody here, I started crying because for 25 years, this is what I've been doing.
You've been doing that too?
At Urban Arts Partnership, which you are on the artistic board.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
You know, we've been servicing kids via the arts for 25 years. Yes. And I'm sitting here, they are offering me a role to play an assistant drama teacher that believes in the arts and believes that the arts can change young people's lives. And I said, I am in. This is mine. Everybody better back up off this. This is mine. I literally said that to them. Yeah. I did. And when I went in to meet with the executive producers, I said, all right, let's do this. What's your questions? I'm double parked. This role is mine. So let's get it over. And they just started laughing. And but it's really fantastic. And the show is about how this English teacher played by Josh Radnor from How I Met Your Mother, decides to make a change in his life. And he decides to take over the drama department because there is an opening. I am the sex ed teacher at the high school, but I've also been in the drama department for 20 years waiting for that spot. And they give it to him. And I think, he's underqualified and this and that, but I slowly come to respect him and understand that he has an artistic vision and he does think outside the box and he does care about these kids. And these kids all come from a working class town in Pennsylvania and they have a lot of problems. I mean, a lot of real problems. They're dealing with substance abuse, domestic violence, sexual harassment, gender issues, coming out issues. All of that is played out, even in the first episode of the series. So it's fantastic.
Rosie Perez. We're talking about Rise, which is premiering Tuesday, March 13th, 10 p.m. on NBC.
I was watching the trailer, and one of the things it reminded me of, because you see a lot of these kids, their parents kind of disagree with them pursuing this path of the arts. You got the quarterback kid, his mom is a little understanding, but she's got her own health problems. You got another kid who's gay and he's going to be partnering with another male student in a certain scene. You've got a transgender kid. So it's like, it kind of reminded me of the 80s where that was the theme. The parents didn't want the kids following in the arts or anything. They wanted them to get solid jobs. So I thought it was cool. Like it's also based on a real drama program, correct?
It's loosely based.
Okay, so
it's loosely inspired. So it's not the exact story that what transpired, but it is loosely based on.
Are any of the characters maybe loosely inspired by? Was there any like real football kid who joined the program or anything?
Yes. There are certain things that they pulled from the book, but it's not the book.
Not direct.
Yeah, it's not the book. I mean, even the character I play, Tracy Wolf, she's an Italian chick from rural Pennsylvania, which I am not.
Right. You're not?
No. I know I sound like it, but 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 it's. I think that you said that like issues that come from the 80s. I think people are people. I think that time changes, people don't. And I think that our loves and our desires and our wants and our needs and our falls and trials and tribulations, they're the same because we're just human beings. And so that's what I think that's what's going to pull people in, not only because these kids are fantastic, but also the adults in this series are fantastic because it really shows how serious parenting is and how you can mess up your own child's life if you don't make the right decisions. And so that's really important to me too, that the show showcases.
Wow, man. Rosie Perez is here. When I think of you, I automatically think of Puerto Rico, and how you've been just a great figure, a advocate of where you're from, and we often talk about what's going on in Puerto Rico because it seems like Puerto Rico has fallen out of the conversation. And there are a lot of kids after this hurricane, Maria disaster has taken place that we don't hear from. We don't know their stories that are going to need inspiration. They've gone through a whole lot. Can a show like Rise, inspire kids who have gone through what little Puerto Rican kids have gone through after Hurricane Maria?
Well, I don't know specifically because we don't have a hurricane in the series, but there is a hurricane of emotions that these kids have to deal with. And I think that young people, whether you're Puerto Rican or not, are going to really attach themselves to. And speaking of Puerto Rico, I was just down there with Ramon Rodriguez.
Yes.
The actor, filmmaker now. And we went down there with Heart 9/11 and the Rockefeller Foundation, and we brought the Carpenters Union here in America. And we went down there because a lot of the buildings still, people are living without a roof over their head. And they only have, FEMA only supplied them with the blue top. And, it's still raining and the hurricane season is approaching. Well, right now it's the rainy season. And so what we did was we brought all those people down there, and instead of just fixing their roofs, what we did was said, here's a hammer, here's some nails, we are going to teach you how to fish. We're not just going to give you the fish, we're going to teach you how to fish. So if this happens again, you guys will know what to do. And that's what Puerto Rico needs right now. It needs for people to reinvest in the island, to come to the island, pay their spend their money, but also to come down there and teach them how to rebuild themselves. Don't just give them a handout. They don't just want a handout.
Yeah.
They want to pick up that hammer. They want to learn. They don't want to be left out the way they have been ever again. And right now, I'm glad you're talking about these because the media has moved on. There's only a few outlets that still talk about Puerto Rico. But when I went down there, I was shocked because these hoppings, last year?
Yeah.
And the island is still devastated. Only the tourist areas are fixed. If you move past the tourist areas, you see the devastation. We went into this one neighborhood called La Playita, and there was a smell. And I said, "Oh, is that from the mold?" They said, "No, that's from the human feces." And I said, "What are you talking about?" They said the flooding, and the backup, and the trees and the breeze clogged the sewer system, so the sewer system backed up into the streets, and so when the water washed away, a lot of the street cleaning didn't come to our neighborhood. So it's like, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
And these people are living like this, and the suicide rate right now in Puerto Rico has risen as well. And so they need a lot of help.
Yeah,
they need a lot of help.
Here, so we're going to continue to talk about this. And I was happy you was coming by. So I wanted to branch off into that conversation as well. Rosie Perez is here. I want to open up the phone lines. You take some calls, right?
Oh, yes, definitely.
All right, 888-742-3345. Let's go. Rosie Perez is here. One of the stars of the new TV series premiering March 13, 10 p.m. on NBC. It's called Rise. I even love the title of it.
Yeah.
They should have put an O and then made it Rosie.
Oh my gosh.
Might go to that.
Oh my gosh.
Tracy, what up?
Rosie, I saw recently the New York Times had called you the first lady of boxing, and we know very well that you love catching a good glimpse of the ring. But there's also a lot of women and people in general who have issues with boxing, just feel like it's just too violent and that we glorify it. What is it about the art and science of boxing that really pulls you in?
Well, boxing is violent. It is. And, I don't want to sugarcoat it in any kind of way. So is hockey. So is football. So is soccer. So is rugby. I mean, there are a lot of sports that are very, very violent. So, and it's in a, I feel that it's an adult sport. I don't believe in children being brought into boxing at an early age. But it is what it is. But that aspect of it is not what pulls me in. I come from a rough background. I had to fight my way through life constantly. There were people that came and helped me out. I had a corner, if you will. Life always knocked me down, and I had somebody saying, "Get up, champ! Get up, champ!" So the work ethics, the dedication, the tenacity, and the ability to kick somebody's ass is what inspires me about boxing.
Rosie Perez, damn it.
God, yo, take me to the ring.
Last time Rosie and I saw each other, we were on stage at the Barclays.
Oh, yeah.
Remember this?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It was the Conor McGregor versus Mayweather press tour, and it was crazy because MMA fans had infiltrated the Barclays Center, and they put us on the stage, and they said, "So who are you going for?" And I go, "Mayweather." They booed us, and then I was like looking at Sway, "You took it, man. I have to tell you, you took it. You didn't care about the boos." And you're like, "This is boxing.
Yes.
This is boxing." And, Mayweather showed and proved.
Yeah.
He tired that young man out.
He did. So let me ask you this. Well, I got you here. Triple G and Canelo are gonna go at it again, but Canelo just had this recent drugging scam that's come out. What are your thoughts on that? His team saying that he ate contaminated meat, and that's probably why he broke rules and regulations.
Well, the contaminated meat down in Mexico is a real thing. It is. And other boxers have shown up with, not failing the drug test. That said, all I want to say, I don't know if he doped or not, but I just want to say this. Someone of that stature, someone of that amount of money, he's a multimillionaire, he and his camp should have known better. This hasn't been a secret. This hasn't been a new thing. The contaminated meat has been a factor for a very, very long time. So if you know that, why are you cooking steaks from Mexico for your fighter right before his fight?
Keeping it real, son.
You know, so that's where I'm confused. And it hurts my heart because, I'm a Triple G fan.
I know.
Okay. But I'm also a Canelo fan. And I'm also a big Oscar De La Hoya fan. And this isn't good for the sport.
Not at all.
It really isn't. I mean, of all the sports out there, boxing is probably the top one that you should not be doping. You could really hurt somebody in the ring. And, people are saying now that explains why Canelo took those heavy power punches from Triple G, but we will see. The bad thing about it is that although he says, I am open to random drug testing, come on and test me now, he probably will not get tested until after the fight. And the fight is still going on. Don't be fooled. Everybody's saying, the fight's going to be canceled. It's not going to be canceled. There's too much money in this game right now. It's going to be one of the biggest fights of the year. Speaking of biggest fights, did you know that the Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz this last Saturday was the highest rated boxing match since 2015?
Wow, and they are heavyweights too.
These are heavyweights.
Yes.
And this wasn't no pay-per-view event. No. This was free.
That was
This
incredible.
was free on Showtime at the Barclays Center. It was the most exciting heavyweight fight I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I was at the Anthony Joshua fight versus Vladimir Klitschko in the UK because I was filming over there, and that was mad exciting. But this
was more exciting. This felt like the Lennox Lewis Tyson days, right?
Yeah. And the thing is, I'm so short, and then when it looked like Deontay was going to go down, right? This gigantuan woman stands up in front of me, and I'm like, bitch! I literally stood up on my seat, and I'm like, and my cousins told me that they saw me. My head popping up like this, like a gopher. You know what I mean? Like a mole, I'm trying to see the fight. It was very exciting.
Okay, who's the number, in your opinion? Because I'm a big Crawford fan, I'm a Porter fan, I'm a Keith Thurman. All these guys I'm a fan of, but Earl Spence, who's the number one welterweight in your opinion? Who's the number one fighting welterweight?
You know what? I cannot say because Earl Spence Jr. has not had the opportunity to fight the best right now. Okay. Neither has Terrence Crawford. So I don't know. Okay. I don't know. I think that when they get the fights that they deserve, then we can have that conversation. But right now, Earl Spence Jr. is the truth, and Bud Crawford is very, very dangerous. I mean, really dangerous. And then this guy, Lomachenko, he's wearing that crown.
He's wearing that crown. Danny Garcia looked amazing this last fight.
Danny Garcia looked amazing, but for me, it was more of a tune-up fight for him. Yeah. And he did well, and he showed and proved that he still has it, and he still has that punching power. And for Sean Porter to go up on stage, go into the ring, at the end of their fight, some people criticized him for it. But you know what? Boxing is a tough sport. He had to do that because boxers are easily ignored, and they have their favorites, and they cherry pick, and sometimes you got to do that to get the attention you deserve.
Rosie Perez is here. Before you go, man, DB created something really interesting. It's a game we do whenever we have guests, and it's called
Do the Right or the Wrong Thing.
Okay, here we go.
Rosie Perez, you've had a long and successful career in Hollywood, and we're sure you've been in situations that have tested your character. And today, we're going to do just that. This is Do the Right or the Wrong Thing. Right now, on Sway in the morning.
Awesome production. All right, go ahead. Break it down what the rules are.
Scared.
All right, I'm going to give you a scenario, all right? And we're going to see which one you're going to go with, all right? The right or the wrong thing. If you find someone's wallet with a lot of cash, do you return the wallet or take the money?
Return the wallet.
Really?
Yeah, I've done it before.
Really?
I've returned the wallet. I've put it their license in an envelope, and one time I actually returned it because it was one of my neighbors. I returned it to their door.
How much cash you think was in?
The most amount of cash, I think it was, yes, I did count it, was about $80.
$80?
Yeah.
It wasn't big enough for Rosie. $80? Yeah. All right, I get it.
If you see someone hit a parked car, do you mind your business or take pics and video for evidence?
If I see someone hit a parked car, and I'm not in the car, either of cars, that's their business.
Okay.
Hey,
sorry, I'm a New Yorker. Cars get hit every day.
You be all right.
When Tracy Morgan, like, we were gonna go out to dinner one night, and he rolls up in this Lamborghini or something, whatever, and I was like, "You're a fool." And he said, "What?" I said, "Why you got that nice ride in New York? You know you're going to get a ding in a minute. Someone's going to hit your ride sooner or later." "Oh, no, they're not." "Oh, yes, they are."
Yes,
you know, this is New York. I would never ride, buy a nice car like that in New York.
No, it ain't going to last.
Ain't going to last.
It's going to get sideswiped. All right, go ahead. One more.
All right. If a coworker blows up the toilet and doesn't flush and you know who did it, do you tell everybody or keep the nasty secret to yourself?
Both.
How do you do both?
Well, if they're like a nice person and I know they don't have kind of a strong character and it's going to kill them, I kind of keep it quiet, But if they're a jerk, I'm like, you blew that up. You need to go back in there and spray something.
It smells like shit back here.
Buy some potpourri. What's that, potpourri? Do something. Yeah.
All right, Rosie Perez, man. Thank you. Always a pleasure. Tell my man Hayes I said what up, too.
I will.
You know that's my dude right there. Legendary. Rise. March 13th, 10 p.m., NBC. Support Rosie Perez. And citizens, you want to hit her directly, you got questions, hit her on social media. Go out to social.
Oh, it's Rosie Perez at BKLYN, and on Instagram, Rosie Perez Brooklyn.
There it is. We got some information pertaining to South by Southwest. That's up next, Sway in the Morning.
It's Sway in the Morning, only on Shade 45.